Welcome to Daily Devotions, and today we are in Matthew chapter 7, and yesterday we were in Matthew chapter 6, and we talked a little bit about prayer, and so I want to kind of continue that arc into Matthew chapter 7. Hopefully you read the whole chapter already. There's a lot of good stuff in this chapter. In fact, the non-believer's favorite verse, judge not lest ye be judged, is in here, and I don't want to unpack that one too much. And so if you do want to actually unpack that, Pastor Greg Laurie actually has a really good message called the non-believer's favorite verse. It talks about that verse there, but I want to jump down to verse 7, and it says this: ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be open to you. Now my kids are very good at knocking and asking and seeking. And it's funny, the distinct ways that they go about doing those things. My son will ask over and over and over, no, and then he'll ask again, no, and then he'll say please, and then no, and he does this thing where I say, hey, ask nicely, and he goes, nicely. I think I mentioned this before in a Devo. And if it is a hard no, he will just break down and cry. And it's usually because he wants dessert or something at 11 o'clock at night, or he wants to watch a TV show at 6 a.m. It's just not good for you, and so I don't want to let you have that. My daughter, on the other hand, she's a little bit different. She might ask for the same thing in principle, like she wants a dessert. But what she'll do, and I swear she's going to be a lawyer when she grows up, because what she'll do is she'll come up to me and she goes, hey daddy, oh, how's it going? You know what sounds good right now? Oh, what sounds good? Brownies. Don't brownies sound good to you? Now, she knows I love brownies. She knows I have a sweet tooth. She knows that I have a soft spot for chocolate. And so instead of her coming up and saying, Dad, can I please have some brownies? I'll say, no, you can't have brownies. You haven't eaten dinner yet. But what she does is she comes and she asks for my favorite dessert. She gets into the inner courts of my graces by saying, you know what sounds good? What sounds good? Chocolate. Chocolate does sound good. I have an idea. Let's make chocolate brownies. And then I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea. We can enjoy those together. Well, if you keep reading, it says, for everyone who asks will receive, and he who seeks will find, and to him who knocks it will be open. Or what man is there among you, if your son asks for bread, you will give him a stone? If he asks for a fish, you will give him a serpent? If you then, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give you good things if you ask him? Therefore, whatever you want man to do, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Now, we know that's the golden rule. But I love that it says, who you among you would give your son a stone when they ask for bread? Now, sometimes in the way that my son asked me, in me telling him no, it's like I threw a stone at him and he's like freaking out. But I think as we looked at in Matthew chapter 6 on how to pray, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, I think in asking God for things, again, prayer is pulling ourselves God's way. It's not pulling God our way. If we ask for things that God loves to give us, then surely he will give us those things. In a sense, we need to be asking for God's favorite dessert. And sometimes we'll come to God and we'll treat him like our genie in heaven instead of our Father in heaven. But if we are constantly in the Word and learning his heart for us, we will know better what to ask for. And so when we ask for bread, he won't give us a stone. He will give us the sustenance that we need. And so, again, a little juxtaposition between Matthew chapter 6 and Matthew chapter 7. Ask for God's favorite dessert.